Welcome to the SQE Success Channel. Here we make legal revision clear, concise, and exam ready. Whether you're preparing for SQE 1 or just brushing up on legal principles, you're in the right place. If you find this content helpful, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. In these videos, we will look at SQE 1 functioning legal knowledge sample questions. We will 1. Break down each question. 2. Study the legal points and applicable law. 3. Analyze each answer option. 4. Detail the correction answer and applicable law. Question 2. A small business owner received a brochure from a graphic design agency advertising their logo creation services. The back of the brochure included the agency's standard terms and conditions, which contained a limitation of liability clause. The business owner then sent an email requesting the design of a company logo and attached a copy of their own standard terms, which did not include any limitation clause. The agency replied with a formal quotation of £2,000 for the work. The business owner then signed and returned an attached acceptance form, which explicitly referred to the agency's standard terms. Which of the following statements best describes the legal position? A. The brochure was an offer that the business owner accepted by requesting the design service. B. The email from the business owner was an offer that the agency accepted by sending the quotation. C. The email from the business owner was a counteroffer that the agency accepted by sending the quotation. D. The quotation was an offer which the business owner accepted on the agency's standard terms and conditions. E. The quotation was an offer which the business owner accepted on their own standard terms and conditions. Firstly, let's identify the key legal issue. This question relates to contract law, specifically the formation of contracts, more precisely, the rules surrounding offer and acceptance, counteroffers, the battle of the forms, where both parties seek to contract on their own standard terms, the last shot rule, which determines which party's terms govern the final contract. The quotation constituted the offer. By signing and returning the form referring to the agency's standard terms, the business owner accepted the offer on those terms, even though prior correspondence had attempted to vary them. This reflects the last shot rule in contract formation. Let's analyze each option. Option A. The brochure was an offer that the business owner accepted by requesting the logo design service. This is incorrect because brochure advertisements and general mailings are treated as invitations to treat, not offers. They do not show an intention to be bound if someone responds to them. The business owner's request for services cannot be an acceptance of an offer that legally did not exist in the first place. Instead, the brochure merely invited negotiations or offers from the recipient. Option B. The email from the business owner was an offer that the agency accepted by sending the quotation. This is wrong because a quotation is not typically treated as an acceptance in contract law. It is considered a counteroffer. The agency, by providing a formal quotation, did not accept the business owner's proposed terms, but instead suggested new terms, including their own standard conditions. Since there was no acceptance of the business owner's proposed terms, no contract was formed at that stage. Option C. The email from the business owner was a counteroffer that the agency accepted by sending the quotation. Again, this is incorrect. The quotation was not an acceptance of the counteroffer, but rather a new offer from the agency. In contract law, a counteroffer kills the original offer, and acceptance must be unequivocal. Simply sending a quotation in reply does not constitute acceptance of the business owner's counteroffer. There was no binding agreement at this point. Correct answer, D. The quotation was an offer which the business owner accepted on the agency's standard terms and conditions. This is correct because the contract was ultimately formed when the business owner signed and returned the acceptance form provided by the agency, which specifically referred to the agency's standard terms. Although the business owner had previously attempted to impose their own terms by attaching them to an earlier communication, they later accepted the quotation in writing and agreed to the agency's terms without further objection. This aligns with the well-established last shot principle seen in Butler Machine Tool Co. v. XLO Corp., where the final set of terms put forward and accepted without objection governs the contract. Option E. The quotation was an offer which the business owner accepted on their own standard terms and conditions. This is incorrect, because even though the business owner attempted to introduce their own terms earlier, they ultimately accepted the agency's quotation using the agency's own acceptance form, which explicitly stated that the agreement was subject to the agency's terms. In doing so, the business owner accepted the offer on the agency's terms, not their own. As a result, the contract is formed on the basis of the agency's terms, not the business. Reasoning: the quotation is an offer to provide logo design services on the graphic design agency's standard terms. The business owner signing and returning the slip constitutes acceptance of that offer on the graphic design agency terms. Therefore, a binding contract is formed on those terms. Summary: the leaflet is an invitation to treat. The quotation is an offer. The business owner's acceptance of the quotation on the graphic design agency's terms creates a binding contract on those terms. Let's have a go at a couple of similar questions in order to understand the principle. A software firm sends a proposal to a retailer offering to build a bespoke stock system. The proposal refers to the firm's standard terms, which include a limited warranty clause. The retailer responds with an order form referencing their own terms, which contain a full warranty clause. The software firm begins work without further communication. What is the most likely legal outcome? A. There is no contract because the terms were never agreed. B. The contract is governed by the software firm's terms. C. The contract is governed by the retailer's terms. D. The contract is likely governed by the retailer's terms due to the last shot rule. E. The court will create a new set of neutral terms. Answer: D. The contract is likely governed by the retailer's terms due to the last shot rule. Explanation: the retailer's order form was a counteroffer. The software firm's conduct, starting work, indicates acceptance of that offer, hence the retailer's terms apply. Butler Machine Tool v. XLO. Next question. Which of the following best illustrates the last shot rule in contract law? A. A party must always use a written contract to have binding terms. B. The first party to propose terms wins if the other doesn't object. C. The last party to send terms that are accepted by conduct or signature usually prevails. D. Courts always reject conflicting terms in standard documents. E. Whichever party pays first sets the contract terms. The answer is C. The last party to send terms that are accepted by conduct or signature usually prevails. Explanation: the last shot rule applies when both parties attempt to contract on their own terms. The last set of terms that is accepted without objection, through signature or conduct, governs the contract.